Wood Testers.
What's up guys, this is Nightwing2303 from WarTesters.com. Today we have another performance review and it's on the recently released Jordan Ultra.Fly. So with that being said, let's go ahead and just get right into it. So once again, we've received a traction pattern that looks as if it would perform on court, but it was met with poor rubber compound choices, which was highly unfortunate. While the Ultra.Fly doesn't have horrible traction by any means, it's just not up to par with some of Jordan Brand's past heavy hitters. So dust, even in the smallest amounts that are usually typical for any basketball court, you know what I mean? Like there's always a little bit of dust, just sticks to the soles like nobody's business, causing you to have to wipe pretty much constantly. Now having to wipe every so often, no big deal. Most of us do that without even realizing it anyways. But with these guys, you have to wipe pretty much at any chance you get, like any dead ball, anytime you're gonna move up the floor, any inbound play. It's really annoying and it's just plain and simple distracting. Now we all know that Jordan Brand can make shoes with ultimate traction. I mean, the Air Jordan 28 is still among a very short list of shoes that have some of the best traction of all time. So is it the translucent rubber here that's been ruining all of these current on-court models? I mean, it's very possible. We don't know for sure, at least I don't, because translucent rubber is not always bad. It's just bad more than it's ever been good. Now I'd love to have seen this shoe released with solid rubber. That way we could have actually tested the traction pattern for what it is, rather than harping on the rubber for what it's not. But this is what we've got to work with, so this is what we're basing the review on. Now cushion, stepping comfort is there. When I first tried these on, they felt really comfortable. But stepping comfort's not the same as cushion, because stepping comfort is usually provided by a really fluffy, nice insole, which these happen to have. So the longer that I played in these guys on court, the sooner that I wish that our games were over. It was crazy. My legs were killing me. If you're playing in regulated games where there's constantly stops, dead balls, timeouts, half times, you might be even on the bench, who knows, but you're not usually playing for the entire game from start to finish, you know what I mean? Like there's quarters, there's little things that stop the game, free throws, all that kind of stuff. So if you're playing in a game like that, I think that these are going to be adequate. They're not going to be great, but they're going to be adequate. However, if you're a pickup player, trust me man, like the longer that you play in these guys, like the cushion is just not that good. Now, I can't pull it out anymore because I've played in them to the point where the glue's heated up so much that the Ortholite insole is just kind of like adhered in there. But there is an Ortholite insole, and again, it's comfortable, but it's thin and it's fluffy, so it's only really comfortable while you're stepping in it, not while you're crashing down on it while running or moving and things like that. The rest of the cushion comes from the Phylon midsole, and it's a little bit on the dense side. I really wish that the foam that they used was just a tad bit less dense. Not super fluffy, but just a little bit less than what this is, because these felt more like bricks than anything else. And the reason why I wish that the foam was just a little bit nicer is because they actually bottom loaded the cushion that's in there. So the one piece of tech that's in this shoe is placed underneath everything else. So if this is dense, there's no way you're going to be able to feel that guy down there. And as you can see, it is a 9-chambered articulated zoom unit, so it's supposed to be flexible, and articulated just means that it moves. So it's supposed to be able to move with your movements and all that kind of good stuff. And it's the same exact setup that we had on the CP3.9. I didn't like those, and I still don't like it now. So Curum and mesh make up the entire upper, and this is the part of the shoe that's actually my favorite. What Jordan Brand has done is add some strength to the material while still retaining the aspects that I personally love with the softer setup. So performance woven is great and everything, but it's not as durable as other materials, and some people just don't like the support or somewhat lack of support that it actually offers. So what the Curum is able to do is give you everything that's great about the softer materials, but also apply it with something with more structure. I personally think that it's like the perfect setup right here. Like this is the best of both worlds. You get some structure, you get some support, some strength in the upper, but then it's so soft, so flexible that it requires no break-in time at all. And it's durable, and it's breathable, and it looks kind of cool. Not bad. Now these guys fit true to size, so whatever size you wear, that's what I would recommend. And as most of you guys know, when it comes to fit, containment is key, and that's exactly what this setup will provide. So just keep in mind that when you first start out on them, the fit just doesn't feel right, and that's because you gotta kind of like make these materials your own. And once you've done that, it's literally smooth sailing. The materials and the fit on this shoe are the really two highlights of the sneaker itself. It's actually the only two highlights, which kind of sucks. The lockdown that they provide from midfoot to heel is really solid, so once you get it all molded to your foot shape and everything, you're gonna really dig the fit. Now the support is on the basic side, and that's not a bad thing, it's just not overly supportive. They literally just put in the shoe exactly what you need, nothing that you don't, nothing fancy. So underneath here, you still have that traditional small little torsional shank bar. You can't see it, but but it is in there. And then the heel, there is an internal heel counter. It's a little bit flimsy, but it's not anything horrible. And other than that, the entire shoe support really relies on that Curum overlay. The way that the shoe fits and the strength of the material itself really work in tandem with your foot, and so this is what's really giving you most of your support, is just the entire upper itself. Again, it's nothing spectacular. It's on the kind of basic side, not minimal, just basic, and it gets the job done, so you really can't complain. And if you happen to wear a brace as well, the upper here is flexible enough to be able to accommodate that. So overall, the Jordan Ultra.Fly has some positive aspects to it, but it's not a shoe that I'd personally choose to play in ever again. Like I said before, the materials and the fit definitely are the shoe's two highlights, but the traction's just kind of like 50-50. Sometimes it worked, most of the time it didn't, which I know is not 50-50, but I'm being nice. And then the cushion for me just wasn't happening. Like, I did not like it. Didn't work with me whatsoever. Not a fan. If you like real firm setups, this might be it. I'd actually say that these are a little bit more firm than something like the Kyrie 2, and those literally had no cushion. If you like no cushion though, this might be the perfect shoe for you. Now, I really hope that this upper is utilized again, not maybe the way that it's designed visually, but just the materials themselves, the Curum and the mesh. I would like to see that on other models because I really dug it. So that pretty much takes care of it. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for all your support. Hopefully this helped you guys out a little bit. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comment section below. If you're interested in their scores, their weights, all that kind of good stuff, all you got to do is head over to weartesters.com. Direct link is going to be in the description box. So thanks again, and until next time, guys, have a good one. Mellow M12. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get right into it. So initially, the Jordan M12 looked like they would have some really great traction on court. However, they proved to be sock liner, and that's something that I think is a huge drawback, because that sock liner on the Kobe 11 Elite was awesome.